afternoon or whenever you're watching this. Um, so the Los Angeles Clippers lost in 7 games to the Denver Nuggets. Now, if you're a Clippers fan, how do you feel? What was funny about this whole thing is the Clippers were up 3 games to 1. So you have 3 chances to win it, and you don't. It's game 7. Like, this was supposed to be your year. This was supposed to be the year that you take that next step. You just last summer, you traded 7 draft picks to roster players for Paul George so you could sign Kawhi. Now, understanding if I was the owner of the Clippers, I would make that move 100 times because it changed the culture of your organization. You go from a team that can't win in the postseason to essentially a championship contender. But to be a championship contender, you have to win championships. And this year proved that you guys were up 3 games to 1, and you still found a way to come and lose. Not only lose, but lose by 15 points in a game 7. Like, do you guys not have enough heart to show up in a game 7? I mean, it's game 7. This is what you worked all year for. This is what you struggled and, you made sacrifices. You're playing in Orlando for the opportunity to play in game 7. And it wouldn't, explaining this to someone who doesn't watch the NBA, would be like, I'm really upset the Clippers lost in game 7 last night. Oh, that's okay. I mean, it took them to game 7. No, you don't get it. They were up 3 games to 1. Oh, must have been a comeback on the other team. And, congratulations to the Denver Nuggets. That was a hell of a comeback. But, and then it's like, well, what happened? Well, why are you upset? Well, they signed 2 huge free agents. This is supposed to be the Clippers' year. And you still come up short. This isn't like a team that just won a championship. This is a team that's never won anything. Never you made the second round. And you go and you sign the best free agent in the class, and you trade for 2 years away from being 2 years removed from being an All-Star nomination, MVP nomination in Paul George. Like, this was it. You essentially went, we're all in on this. We're winning and we're not. Now, if they win the title next year, the year after this court, then it's a different story. But you can't lose a series after being up 3 games to 1, especially by anything more than a couple of points. I mean, the Raptors lost a little while ago in game 7, but that was a 5-game win by Boston. So, and a bunch of those games with the double overtime. But you guys were up 3 games to 1 and what? You forget how to play basketball? You're playing the Nuggets, so what? Were you just upset because McDonald's was serving too much chicken McNuggets in the catering at the hotel? You got Frex, you were just paranoid by seeing too many nuggets, and you just got paranoid and found out you didn't want to play basketball? What makes it even worse is that I don't see anything changing. This group looks like it's going to run it back. Now, I think the first thing you have to do is you got to get rid of the coach. If you're the coach of that team and you can't get your players up to win in game 7, not even to win in game 7, but to close out. This shouldn't have went to 7 games. You lose it. You're up 3 games to 1. Okay, so you lose the 5th game. Well, we can get in game 6, guys. Let's put it behind us and go and get it in game 6, and then you don't get it in game 6, and then it's like, Christ, my job's on the line here. Now, I'm gonna have some people in the comments hopefully say, but Doc Rivers won an NBA title in 2008. Great, but what's he done since then? It's as relevant as saying, yeah, but I don't want to use a wrestling reference, but I will. It's like saying Jinder Mahal's a great wrestler. He's a former WWF champion, a WWE champion. What's he done since then? He's not on TV. He's injured. Nothing. So it becomes a what do you do for me lately? And if you can't get your two best players to put up numbers and minutes, at Game 7, Kawhi only had 14 points. Now, 14 points are great numbers, but if someone else on the team is going up and putting up a career high, or 30 points, then it's understandable. It's running basketball. Or if he wasn't, let's say he was a starter, but he wasn't the primary option. 14 points are great, but you asked for him. But he's the main option. And you're probably thinking, well, what if Paul George had a great game? No, he scored 10. 10 points. For the guy they gave 7 draft picks and 2 roster players to trade to get from Oklahoma City to come here and not put up points in the playoffs. I'd understand the owner and the GM going, we need to change the culture of this team. We need to, it's always been joked at in LA, we need to make a splash, and this is how we're going to do it. I get that, but what do you do now if you're a Clippers fan? If you guys want to let me know in the comments, you're more than welcome to. But where do you go now if you're a Clipper? Like, do you fire? Well, the first thing you have to do is you have to fire the coach. I don't think Doc Rivers should be the coach next season of this team. I don't. You had 3 chances to close out the Denver Nuggets. I understand you lose a game. Call timeout. When it starts going down, call timeout. That's all. That's all you got to do. And then you can't motivate your 2 best players, who are both from LA, who wanted to play for the Clippers organization the entire time. Fuck, do you re-blame the Clippers now? You're getting a new arena in Inglewood. Supposed to open, I think, in 2 years. You rebrand them. You don't call them the Clippers after that. You call them something else. You make a new name. And hopefully with a new name, you might be able to get out of the second round. I'm disappointed. I'm not a Clippers fan. I understand their struggle to an extent. Big-time Raptors fan. So I get it. But man, you got to do something. You really need to sit down and talk it out. It has to come down from your coach. If your coach isn't motivating your team, you're starting to be motivated, and it feels like that's what happened. They just forgot how to play basketball, or didn't. Not forgot, but just didn't care. I'm sure we've all worked with someone who didn't care about the job. That happens anyway. Make sure to hit like and subscribe if you just happen upon my rantings about Clippers basketball. You all have a great day, and if you want, you can share this video with some of your friends. And yeah, great talking to you. Have a great day. Bye.